Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the old republic. Before the dark times, before the Empire. Henceforth, you shall be known as Darth Vader.
Hello all, welcome to this special. It's a series of 4 episodes where we're going to go through the chronological order of the Star Wars live action films.
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm not what you'd call a Star Wars fan, but I'm being...
Yeah,
I'm being given an education, I
She's
suppose.
being dragged through this process unwillingly.
Well, have you noticed the shields are still up?
I don't hate it, I'm just not... like a Potterhead, or what do they call someone who's a real big fan of Star Wars?
An asshole? A nerd? I don't know.
Like, if you're into Star Trek, you're a Trekker or a Trekkie. I think one of them is a more derogative term, but Star Wars people?
Sexist?
Okay.
Bigot? I don't know.
Maybe people in the chat know, but yeah, I'm not one of those, but they're okay, and we might as well get something out of the way.
Right.
I have mostly experienced the prequels up until this point through memes. It turns out they're very easily memeable and quotable because of how so bad they're good the movies are. So that's how I can quote the movie, having only seen it a couple times.
So Emily's had experience with the prequels due to me watching the Red Letter Media Plinkett videos. So Emily knows a hell of a lot more about these movies from those than she does from watching them.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of a weird backwards way to experience the prequels, to be honest.
Sure. It's the only way to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So anyway, in case that didn't come across, we're going chronologically 1, 2, 3, Solo, Rogue One, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 episodes. So the next episode will be Solo and Rogue One. So
are we counting The Mandalorian? The Mandalorian?
No, that's a TV show. That's not a movie.
Yeah, but it's canon, right?
If you count canon, then we go down this really big...
Oh yeah, then we got to watch the animated series and the books and the comics. Okay.
So no. A 4-episode series where we do the prequels first, Solo and Rogue One second, the OG trilogy for episode 3.
And then the sequels.
And then 7, 8, 9... when we premiere that last episode, we will be on the opposite end of episode 9. The saga will be complete when this is finished.
Hopefully, yes.
Aren't you fucking excited?
I'm fucking pumped right now.
I know. But because George Lucas himself said that he really put most of his story in the second half of 2 and 3, I wasn't too strict on Emily watching the first one. But I watched quite a bit of The Phantom Menace, or the whole thing. I don't know how much you took in, Emily.
I've seen bits and pieces. I didn't sit and watch the whole thing.
Yeah. The summary of episode 1 essentially is Qui-Gon trained Obi-Wan, and they found little baby Anakin who's got a high midichlorian count. Which
means that, big things in this guy's future. There's a prophecy. Is there a prophecy, or do they just decide, yes?
He's the chosen one.
He gets put in the gifted and talented advancing program.
Yeah, he's got a scholarship because of who he is. A Jedi scholarship.
Except for later when they don't grant him the rank of master.
What?
It's not fair to him, really. They build him up all these years, and then they're like, yeah, actually, fuck you. You're not going to...
You're on the council, but we don't grant you the role of master, whatever.
It's not fair. It's
We're talking about episode 1 first.
yeah, episode 1 with Jake. What's his face?
Paul?
No, the kid, Jake
Lloyd.
Jake Lloyd.
Who has a sprouting career.
Yeah. Was he related to any of the movie producers or directors? No.
No, he was coming off Jingle All the Way, so.
Oh, okay.
So
that's
there's that.
Have I seen that? Is that the Kid, You'll Shoot Your Eye Out movie?
No, that's Christmas Story. That's going way back. We're skipping over the whole first act, which is
we can.
Which is
I don't think it matters.
Politics and
the Trade Federation is sowing discord around Naboo by blockading. It's so boring, and I've sat through law lectures.
Yeah,
that were more interesting.
32 years before the events, there's a trade dispute before the Trade Federation and the outlying systems of the Galactic Republic, which has led to a blockade of the small planet of Naboo. Supreme Chancellor Phineas Valorum, leader of the Galactic Senate, has secretly dispatched 2 Jedi, Master Qui-Gon Jinn and his Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi, to serve as ambassadors to the Federation flagship in order to meet Viceroy Newt Gunray and resolve the dispute. Unknown to them, the Trade Federation is in league with mysterious Darth Sidious.
Good God, get on with it!
Yeah, who secretly orders Gunray to invade Naboo and kill the 2 Jedi upon arrival.
Yeah. All right.
Put the poison in the tea. They'll drink it.
Put the rat poison in the tea.
Hey, you guys got any rat poison lying around? Put it in the tea. Put it in the tea. They'll drink it. Put the rat poison in the...
See, the first time technically I've seen the first movie, but I was 9. It was a school assembly, and I ran off halfway through to go read a book or something.
And you weren't paying attention very much when I was watching?
Yeah, I was too young to know that the CG...
I'm talking about 3 days ago.
Oh, 3 days ago. What about 3 days ago?
When I watched it again, she was on her phone.
A little bit.
In her defense, I told her there's not much that needs to be soaked up other than the pod race, and the.
But the good thing is, when I was a kid, I was too young to know that the CGI was kind of
shit.
A little bit, yeah. So that wasn't what bothered me. I think it was just kind of boring. Aside from the lightsaber fights, which I don't think were and I don't know if I even found Jar Jar funny back then.
No, he's bad. Jar Jar's bad. Jar Jar's like obnoxious. When I first watched episode 1, which I saw it opening night in the movie theater, I remember thinking, yeah, Jar Jar's a bit annoying, but so is C-3PO. And every time I watch the movie since then, I want to just go back in time and stab myself in the stomach for even thinking that.
That C-3PO is annoying?
No. That Jar Jar is... That
in the same league.
That same argument is that's not up for debate.
What is wrong with your face?
It's boring and childish at the same time. It pales in comparison to the first entry of the original trilogy. How much they're using with imagery to tell story, other than literally having debates and
See,
politics.
I don't know if. I haven't been in this spot, so I can't say, but I don't know if a kid would find the original Star Wars trilogy that compelling. The mystical aspect of the Force might be kind of uninteresting for those who want immediate action payoff.
Yeah, well, they put a number on it. It was a count, a midi-chlorian count.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
From what I understand, there's kids today teenagers, young lads today that do think of the prequels quite fondly.
Yeah, when I was 9, my boyfriend at the time, you know how when you're 9 you think you're going to get married to your best friend kind of thing, but he loved Star Wars, and I know this because he had an inflatable Darth Maul chair that was terrifying. So I guess it would have visual appeal at least. I don't know, there are people in here that look interesting, just some of them are horribly...
What is wrong with your face?
Racist caricatures of alien CGI.
No, they won't.
He's making me laugh with this voice earlier.
I was doing
the chicken pussy, dog pussy voice.
Yeah.
Alright, we got white pussy, black pussy, Spanish pussy, yellow pussy, we got hot pussy, cold pussy, we got wet pussy.
My Watto voice is very close to my Cheech Marin voice, which...
We got smelly pussy, we got hairy pussy, bloody pussy, we got snapping pussy.
Nubian, yes.
What's a Nubian? Shut the fuck up.
No slave is worth.
It's the same fucking voice.
Yeah, it's the same voice. Chicken pussy, dog pussy, hairy pussy. And now we're not for kids. Good.
Yeah. Hey. If you're a kid, you should log off.
Eric says hello there.
General Kenobi.
So I enjoyed The Phantom Menace when I first saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And in successive viewings, it is less and less entertaining to me. Watching it again just a couple of days ago, it really is boring and
Mm-hmm.
other than the badassedness that is Darth Maul and his presence, his character's kind of empty. He just looks badass with his double-sided lightsaber. There's not much about this movie that
I don't remember much about Qui-Gon. Ewan McGregor, he gives a solid performance.
yeah
If his whole job is to channel Alec Guinness, then
sure.
he does a good job. He's one of the only characters I think that makes the lines sound not so stupid.
Yeah, I don't know why did Natalie Portman need to sound like she was a robot?
Yeah, they eschew that in later films. So
Yeah,
really...
she's fine for episode 2, but episode 1 she's just
a weird alien geisha queen.
robotic
person.
and
Yeah.
You will not be so pleased when you hear what I have to say, Viceroy.
there's so much of episode 1 that really puzzles me. It's not my least favorite Star Wars film, oddly enough. There's enough teeny bits in episode 1 that have me have it above another film in the saga. But what sticks out to you as far as positive, negative of episode 1?
It has some funny moments, like Jake Lloyd, bless him, the way he delivers a couple lines.
Oh, unintentionally funny.
Yeah. Yippee! I'm not going to be a slave anymore. His mother's sitting there like, yeah.
Yeah, no need to gloat, you little shit.
Ewan McGregor is good. Some of it looks pretty.
Some of it's dated already.
Yeah. Yeah, some of it is. The CGI is quite hit and miss. And I like that they did still have Puppet Yoda, at least from what I saw.
Yeah, I don't remember if that was... Because I know they fucked around with Yoda a couple of times, back and forth. And I don't know if...
Maybe the CGI for human characters wasn't quite as advanced for George Lucas as he would have liked at the time.
So then why do a Jar Jar? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, actually...
Well, Jar Jar didn't have any hair.
No, he just had eyes up above his fucking head.
I guess. And he didn't have the wrinkles. I don't know. But yeah, you got a point.
I just want to make a note that I'm wearing my Rey shirt.
Mm-hmm. I was going to do my hair in a Padme type thing, but I don't have enough of it, even though it's...
You can call her Mary Sue all you want. I
Who,
like
Rey?
her. Yeah. I like her, and I don't care. I would argue that the pod race is quite entertaining, especially if you
Try
have...
spinning, that's a good trick.
No, that's the space thing when he's fucking flying. Such a bizarre set of circumstances. He said to stay in this cockpit, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
It's the Force that makes him so good at flying a fucking spacecraft.
Yeah, that's a good point. You want to talk about Mary Sue? How do you explain Anakin?
It's the midichlorians, isn't it?
So, ironically, you enjoyed Jake Lloyd's performance.
I don't know if enjoy is the right word. I mean,
Positive,
laugh.
negative,
Yeah,
positive, what?
It's not quite Tommy Wiseau levels, but...
Oh, no.
And I don't want to piss on him too much, because he was a little kid, and he was only doing what he was directed to do. But
yeah, faster, more intense.
Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of worth watching it for.
Really?
A little bit. Like, it's that so bad it's good thing.
Yeah, it's hard. It's especially taking on the project that I have. Like I said, I didn't force Emily to, especially for episode 1. There's parts, and then I told you to pick up maybe halfway through 2. Because if George Lucas said that's what he was he was squeezing, then I'm not going to make Emily sit through it. But
So, are there anything significant plot-wise in this film that sets up for the next two films? You said something about the, what's his name, Darth Sidious.
yeah, who's also the I think he's a senator or what?
I'm a senator.
I forgot what his title is, but he gets Padme to vote no confidence and have him
Promoted
to
something like that,
chancellor. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But apparently he's behind the scenes as Sidious too, and it like there's some things that like watching it like with only a picking brain, it was just like, wait, why is this? None of this makes sense. Why would he go to such great lengths, and what would happen if one thing fell out of order? And like it's way too politicky, and it's just such.
It's quite bizarre. Right?
Yeah, it's hokey and boring at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But that score is still pretty goddamn impressive.
John Williams.
Shout out to John Williams. The Duel of the Fates is.
Is that the? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a big deal. That.
Yeah.
If anything, that song lives on more than the movies do. But
Someone said Jake Lloyd was bullied after the whole Star Wars debacle.
Yeah, no. Oh, Star Wars fans bullying an actor? I've never heard of it.
Not cool, guys.
That's a joke because they're bullying.
Yeah.
We'll get to her, but they've been bullying a lot of other people.
Mm-hmm. Don't you touch our precious franchise.
Yeah. God forbid. God forbid things not go your way.
Yeah.
Don't watch. How about that? Just don't watch.
It doesn't surprise me. A lot of fandoms get a bit toxic after a while if you leave them alone long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chancellor Sidious, whatever the fuck his real name is,
Mm-hmm.
he gains the Chancellor status. Obi-Wan dies. His
Obi-Wan dies.
Excuse me.
Qui-Gon?
Qui-Gon dies.
I keep wanting to call him Qui-Gon.
Queef begun Jin. His dying wish is that Obi-Wan...
Train Anakin and don't fuck it up.
Yeah. And Darth Maul, for as badass as he was, gets cut in half and toodles.
I think the Wikipedia page says bisected.
Oh. He identifies as bisected. Hello, James. Hello from New York. I think he tried killing him by driving into a wall. Oh, you're talking about Jake Lloyd. Yeah, Jake Lloyd's had a rough go of it.
Oh, poor dude.
Yeah, it's kind of shitty.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like the movie, that's one thing. The kid was
he did what they told him to do.
Following direction. I mean, you could kind of shit on a lot of people in these movies.
Yeah.
When it comes to line delivery and what have you, but the layover from 1 to 2 essentially is that Queef Begun trained was the master, the Padawan. No,
Obi-Wan was under him, right? He was his Padawan.
And then his dying wish was for Obi-Wan to train Anakin, who has this high midichlorian count.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's just buzzing with midichlorian.
And there's a prophecy about one who would bring balance to the Force, and they think it's this kid Anakin.
But not all of them.
Right, so some are skeptic.
Mm-hmm.
Fear leads to hate. Hate leads to anger. Anger leads to fury.
Fury leads to suffering. Suffering
leads to pain. Pain leads to ouch.
Anguish. I don't know. Yeah. Eventually you get to Hitler. That's how it works.
So that about does it for episode 1. Mm-hmm. Oh, score it.
Oh, no, do I have to?
Yeah.
I don't know. I on what?
Oh, yeah, all right. You know what? You haven't seen it technically on a refreshed base.
I mean, on what grounds? Like,
it's okay.
How good is it? How laughably good is it? How...
I
enjoy it kind of ironically, but it's mostly boring. So I don't know how I'm going to score some, like 5. I don't know. Cool,
out of 10, so a 2.5.
Yeah.
I would even go lower. I would say 2 out of 5. So Emily likes episode 1 more than I do.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings us to...
I don't like sand.